Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 50 of the Low Times Podcast. This is Daniel Ralston, and I'm here with my co-hosts, Maggie Serota.
Hi.
And Tom Scharpling.
Hi.
Hello, everybody. So this is episode 50, and we are going to do something special. You may remember about a year ago, we did something called the Fantasy Band Draft, and it's one of the most popular episodes we ever did. Everybody loved it, and we're going to do it again, but we're going to do it better. It's going to be bigger.
It's definitely going to be bigger. We'll see if it was better in the end. It's going to be better. I already know it's going to be better because I have a secret agenda.
But this is a super fun thing that we did, and we really enjoyed doing it. It was fun, and we felt like we invented something fun, and we've heard from a lot of people that they have done it on car rides and things like that, and we hope that this is equally stimulating to everyone. So we should explain exactly how this is going to go. Maggie, you want to tell us where we're getting our fantasy draftees from?
Okay, so we have this year's Grammys nomination, the full Grammy nominations list, barring some kind of extraneous categories like best classical record. So just so we have your rock and rap and your pop singers.
Yes, and I think a little bit of country tucked in at the end too.
Oh
right?
yeah, that too.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit of country. And then we also have the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductees for 2014. And then just to give a little bit more variety, we also have the inductees for 2013.
Excellent. And there are a couple of special rules to this game. You have to have a singer, a lead guitarist, a rhythm guitarist, a bassist, a drummer, and a wild card spot, as well as a songwriter. Now, the wild card spot we've always referred to as the Bez slot. This is a person in your band who maybe doesn't play an instrument but is there to add on-stage character.
The old man from Arrested Development, Professor Griff, people like that.
Kid Rock's little friend.
Josie, the late great Josie, who I don't believe made it into the Rock and Roll. I don't think he's eligible yet for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, but when his time comes, I'm sure he'll get in.
I think in Chicago, we used the guys that sat in the side of the stage and smoked weed for the Cottonmouth Kings as our as our other extraneous player.
Was it weird? Did you watch that documentary about death?
No, I haven't seen it yet.
It's really great, but Kid Rock is in the first 30 seconds of it. Mm-hmm. It's like, oh.
What, did his dad sell them a car? Rich kid. His dad owned a huge car dealership in the Detroit area. Not Detroit. He's not from Detroit.
It wasn't right on 8 Mile, that car dealership?
No, he might pretend he's from there. His dad. It's a big fancy pants.
Like a Grosse Point?
Something like that. Yeah. They go to their lake house, run around his jet skis.
Look, I've heard all summer long. I know what they do at the summer house.
That's what he does. That's what he did do. But look, it would be one thing if he was a rich dude now, and it's like, now I'm going to live the life and ride my jet skis because I was poor. No, that's what he always did.
He's just maintaining the status quo.
Yes. His life did not change when he got famous. That's what I'm trying to say.
So the next rule here is that we have something called a Switcheroo, where one of us gets to replace a member of one of the other person's bands. This famously happened to me last time, where I put together a really wonderful band, and then my lead guitarist was subbed out, and I no longer had Jack White in my band. I had Carlos Santana in my band.
Which would have lent a cool, sexy flair to that punk band you had laid down.
Yes.
Also, think about how cool he would look in that hat he's always wearing, too. Jamming with Carrie Brownstein, I think, was in your band.
Yes, he could. He has a line of women's shoes. He would be pushing at the back of the venue.
It would have been a very footwear conscious band.
Yes. So we're also going to do a snake draft, which means if I draft first, then Tom drafts, then Maggie. Maggie will then get the fourth pick as well, and it'll go back around. In fantasy sports, that's called a snake draft. Okay?
Okay.
You got it?
Oh, I got it.
And I will say that there will be a cool sound effect done in post when the switcheroo drops. So,
you want to do an impression of it for us?
I didn't pick it out yet.
Okay.
I have to go through my collection of
Slide
free.
whistles.
No, it's just free sound effects. I have public domain sound effects. I'm going to pick the best one out. So that right now we don't know what that sound is, but when you hear it dropped in, there's not going to be any sound. Or will there?
Maggie, would you care to do the honors and
picking-
be our first choice?
Okay, well, you've outlined our female requirement, right?
I didn't. Thank you for reminding
Okay.
me. Yes. We also have decided that you need to have a female member in your band. We did this last time. It worked out well. You have to have a female member in your band.
Because I don't know if you guys know, but the sisters are doing it for themselves.
I
these
think
days,
you said
guys.
that last time.
Well, it's still true. It's still true. It has not
They may
become
be-
untrue.
Maybe more than ever are doing it for themselves.
They are doing it for themselves.
The female requirement is why I'm even allowed on this podcast. Okay, so I'm going first.
Yes, please.
And okay, so I'm going to get my female requirement out of the way.
How insulting to women. Get it out of the way, right?
Maybe this is why those other podcasts don't have women on them.
Yeah. Come on. What part of the sisters are doing it for themselves?
I'm trying
did
to
you
do it
not
for myself over
understand?
here, but
you're
keep
making it like
interrupting
it's
me.
vegetables. You're making it like it's the vegetables of this, and you're going to get to the good part after you get the lady over with.
Hold your nose and pick a woman.
Yeah. I told you.
This is how it's going to be. You guys
I'm
are just
gunning
going to
for
gang
you.
up. Gang
No,
up
I'm
on
gunning
me.
for you. I told you, Maggie.
He did tell me. He's not lying. So my rhythm guitar is Nancy Wilson from Heart.
Nice. That's a nice pick because Heart are a part of what? Award-wise?
They are 2013 Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductees.
Yes. So we are allowed, if there's a band, you can pick a member from that band and put them into your group. All right?
Like if Green Day was in here, you
go
could pick
Trey Cool or Mike Dirnt or Billy Joe Armstrong, right? Or the fourth dude who
They stick
plays all
behind
the
the
guitar
amplifier.
parts.
Yeah.
Actually plays all the stuff while Billy Joe claps, right?
The guy that plays all of a quick one when they do that in sound check.
Yeah. While Billy Joe points to the back of the hockey arena they're playing at.
Or like gets walked through all the pyrotechnics on the stage.
So he doesn't get set on fire. Yes. All right. I guess that means I'm up, right?
That means you're up.
My first pick, I'm going with drums. Bruno Mars is my drummer. Bruno Mars.
Wow.
Super Bowl 48 drum specialist. It's Bruno Mars. You know he can play drums. Did you see the Super Bowl?
No, I did not. I got there after halftime, so I missed the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
You got to the game. You went
Yeah.
to the actual game.
Yeah, I saw. I got
So
to
you
the
got
party
there.
after halftime.
Oh, well, you should have seen it. Bruno Mars started it off on drums.
And it was pretty impressive.
Yes, and that's why he's my drummer.
Okay. I'm going to take a little bit of an odd choice. I'm going to pick my wild card first.
Okay.
And this is also going to remove somebody from the board that I could see being a high choice as a frontman. But I want this guy for the fact that he is a multi-instrumentalist, as well as one of the greatest backing vocalists of all time. As my wild card, I'm going to pick David Bowie.
Interesting.
He's one of the greatest backing vocalists.
Yeah, backing vocals all over Transformer. Some of the
Oh.
best backing vocal parts of all time.
Satellite. Right?
Boom, boom, boom.
You know that, but
I know.
you got to check that album out. Transformer.
I heard Transformer, Tom.
Don't accidentally buy the soundtrack to Transformers. That has
Yeah,
happened before.
Exactly.
This sister is doing it for herself over here.
Yeah. You'll be on Pirate Bay tonight. What did he say that album was called again?
I like this because I got brutalized last fantasy
Then
draft.
I end up like accidentally downloading Kraftwerk's Trans Europe Express.
Yeah. You're like, I don't hear anybody singing on this thing. It's a weird robot voice. So you have another pick, Daniel.
Right. I'm going to go with a heavy hitter, another one, and I'm going to pick as my lead guitarist. He was nominated for Best Rock Album. I'm going with Neil Young.
Okay. So your band so far consists of David Bowie as a wild card and Neil Young playing guitar.
Yes.
Lead guitar?
Yes, he's my lead guitarist.
Interesting. Very interesting. Well, I guess I'm up next.
You are.
So I'm going to say the lead singer of my group is Katy Perry,
Okay.
whose hit song Roar was nominated for Best Pop Solo Performance. And I believe she did not win.
That's a real shame.
I like Katy Perry.
Did you see the movie?
Seen parts of the movie. It's very emotional.
The end of the movie is fantastic. She works so hard at everything she does.
I know. I like Katy Perry. Why don't you like Katy Perry, Maggie?
I have nothing against Katy Perry.
I mean, that's not
Yeah,
liking her.
Your silence is damning.
Yes. And while you're figuring this out, the person that you switch things, we can't go into the unrealistic. You can't drop someone who's not a guitarist in as the guitarist.
Right. You can't pick Macklemore and
Yeah,
put him in
exactly.
as the lead guitarist
Okay.
in my band.
All right.
I've got a songwriter,
Who?
Paul McCartney.
He's not very good at writing songs. That's going to come back to haunt you.
Oh,
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, wait,
Joking.
you are just kidding?
Yeah.
Oh, so he is.
I definitely convinced her for like
yeah.
that. She's like, oh, that's true.
no, I thought. Oh,
Now, Maggie, you have another choice.
okay.
Now, why don't you recap what you have so far?
Okay. So my songwriter is Paul McCartney, and my rhythm guitarist is Nancy Wilson.
Okay.
So I have another choice, and I am going to choose. My drummer will be Dave Grohl.
Okay.
Interesting band. So your band is Dave Grohl on drums, who on and Nancy Wilson,
Wilson,
on rhythm guitar.
Yes.
That's a good combo.
And Paul McCartney writing the songs.
Yes.
Okay.
So he's going to write something poppy, and they're going to give it a kick.
He's
Okay.
already been in a band with Dave Grohl. They were nominated. They won a Grammy for Rock Song of the Year.
That's true.
That song they played on Saturday Night Live.
Which ties into my selection, because for bass guitar, I'm picking John Paul Jones from Led Zeppelin. We'll be playing bass guitar. Now picture this band. Katy Perry, lead singer. John Paul Jones on... Picture the rhythm section of Bruno Mars and John Paul Jones locking it down, right?
Okay.
It's crazy. You can't even wrap your head around it.
Now, I am going to pick my songwriter next. And so far, I have Neil Young on lead guitar, and I have David Bowie as my wild card backing vocalist, multi-instrumentalist. I'm going to pick as my songwriter a guy who writes some of the best hooks around, a guy who writes songs in many different styles. I'm taking Pharrell Williams as my songwriter.
Nice choice.
Bass player, I feel like I've got a lot going on with Neil Young and David Bowie and Pharrell's sort of clean songwriting style. So I want to get somebody who's just going to hold down the low end consistently, somebody who's going to be an instrumental cog. And because he's a cog, he's a machine, and I'm going to pick the dude from Daft Punk who plays bass
Which
when
one
they
is
play
that?
live.
Which helmet is that?
I think he's the black helmet with the gold trim.
Black helmet? So Black Helmet is your bass player.
I'm going to say bass playing Daft Punk guy is my bass player.
Okay. All right. Interesting.
So I have Neil Young on lead guitar, black helmeted Daft Punk dude on bass, David Bowie as my wild card, and Pharrell Williams writing songs for me. So I feel like things are going in a good direction. I feel like it's pretty cohesive, and Neil Young will add something interesting to it. That's where I'm at so far.
Sure. I am now going to pick. So far my band is Katy Perry, is the lead singer. John Paul Jones, the very versatile, talented guy from Led Zeppelin, on bass.
3 syllables in there.
Bruno Mars, holding it down on drums. I'm going to take... I got a bomb I'm going to drop. Not ready to drop it yet. I can't wait to do it. Who's your lead singer again? Oh, it's going to be different.
You're
when
going to
it
have to
comes.
review it. You're going to have to review it.
You might want to get ready. I'm going to take, for rhythm guitar, John Paul Jones's buddy in Queens of the Stone Age, Josh Homme. Homme? Josh Homme.
Does he seem mean to anybody else?
Yeah, he seems like a
Guy would stuff you in a locker.
big frat dude who changed things up and said, hey, I'm punk all of a sudden. Nobody remembers me from high school, right?
Yeah.
And then he's my rhythm guitarist. Got chemistry between him and John Paul Jones and Bruno Mars on drums. Wait till you see him on drums, Maggie. You're not going to believe it.
Maggie, the selection is yours.
Okay. So for my lead guitarist, I choose Jack White.
He's been around the block.
Well
He's
done,
been here
yes.
before.
Yep. Fan favorite.
Okay.
Did you see that thing that I posted on Twitter last week about Noel Gallagher talking
Yes.
about Jack White? Did you
Yes.
see that?
I did see that, yes.
He said that he looked like Zorro on donuts. You don't like that at all. You're a team Jack White.
Team Jack White, not Team Brit Pop. Not going to get started on that argument right now.
If we need to fill some time at the end, we
Exactly. Weird guy with a bowl haircut. He's going to say how it is. Guy looks like Moe from the Three Stooges. Like a British Moe. He's going to comment on anybody else's appearance. Like an unshaven British Moe. Right? Can you review your band again, Maggie?
Absolutely. All right, my lead guitar is Jack White. My rhythm guitar is Nancy Wilson. My drummer is Dave Grohl. My songwriter is Paul McCartney.
Okay.
Good. It's like a little boring. I'm just going to say it now. A little boring. So you have another pick, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
Okay. I don't have to do a wild card.
Okay.
Justin Timberlake.
He can come out and beatbox for you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Dance. He can sing, and you're right.
Yeah.
Do a comedy routine, maybe, right?
MC the show.
Yeah. I think that's a very good pick.
He can give hair straightening tips.
And I don't think your band is that boring. Yet.
that boring.
I have a
that
feeling
one.
it's going to go from boring to disastrous.
Yeah,
so.
it's going to get very exciting.
I am picking my wild card right now, and I'm going for the ultimate hype man for my band. 2013 Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductee Flavor Flav is my wild card.
He's almost the definition of the wild card slot.
Yes, exactly. Because I figured just jump around, right? I was going to pick Professor Griff, but then I
That
was
might
like,
alienate some of the fans.
yeah, I just figure that might not be as much fun with him and the S1Ws kind of hovering, making everybody not have a good time.
It's like there's already some aggressive energy with Josh Homme there. It might not be
Yes.
good to bring in more.
Yeah, that's like an episode of Oz having Josh Homme and Professor Griff. It's like if Oz started a band.
So I'm going to make my rhythm guitar choice, and I'm going to take a guy who I think is going to work well with the Pharrell Williams songwriting. For my rhythm guitarist, I'm picking 2014 Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductee Daryl Hall. He's just playing rhythm. He just needs to hold it down.
Yeah.
I think he's the guy. I've seen him on Live from Daryl's House on the Palladia Network. Mm-hmm. He can play anything. He can play with a CeeLo. He can play with a Mraz.
A Mraz.
Yes, a Mraz.
One of the Mrazes.
One of any.
Yeah.
Look, I like so many different Mrazes. Which one's your favorite? You like Jason best? He's your favorite Mraz?
I was watching a Jason Mraz concert on Palladium a couple weeks ago. Palladia. Multiple
Sure.
Palladiums. I was watching Palladia a couple weeks ago, and he was wearing a shirt that just said "Slavery sucks."
That's a really controversial stance.
Very bold. Jason Mraz going out on a limb.
Man, and how do you say silent this long on slavery?
I know he's managed to. Yeah, he's managed to maintain his legendary silence for so long. Now, there aren't a ton of drummers on our list, so I'm going to try to pick somebody who I think is going to fit the bill for what I have ready to go. I am going to pick, as my drummer, Max Weinberg from the E Street Band.
Always with the Springsteen.
He can bring it, although he could not bring it on Born to Run. They had to bring somebody else in to play that.
I don't know if he was in the group yet.
They hadn't found him yet.
Okay.
I think you might be right.
I think it predates him. That's what.
Vinny Mad Dog Lopez could not play.
Yes.
I was gonna say, like, if you were the drummer of a band, would you stand for them bringing someone else in?
I think that was the dividing point, where he could not. The first guy couldn't play it, and I think they brought in Freddie Boom Carter to play it on the record, and then they found Max soon afterwards. I want to say that maybe Max tried to play it and couldn't play it. I sort of feel like I remember that.
Look, the songwriter for your band is legendary for drumming on Back in the USSR when Ringo Starr couldn't bring it. Paul McCartney drummed on that.
The greats, they know when they need to get it done.
Drove Ringo up the wall.
Glenn Danzig plays the instruments when they need it.
Really?
Yeah.
Does he?
He can play the drums and bass, too. He does whatever needs to get done.
Trying to picture him
Sitting at a kid.
with a saxophone. He'd look like that dude from the what was that, Road Warrior? Second Road Warrior movie? Tina Turner, saxophone player?
That's the third one. The third movie.
The third one. Well, look, Road Warrior 2. It's not Mad Max 3, Road Warrior 2.
No.
It's not called Beyond Thunderdome.
It's Mad Max,
not-
Road Warrior, and Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome.
Yeah. But it's just like First Blood. Rambo was not called Rambo, First Blood Part 2. And then the third one wasn't called Rambo 2, First Blood Part 3. Mm-hmm. You drop it at a point. You can drop the other sequel. You don't have to keep going. It's not like fans of Road Warrior are going to be like, oh, wait, this is Road Warrior 2, but is it Mad Max 3? I don't know if I'm going to see it
Well,
then.
I consider that just one big Mad Max umbrella.
Fair enough. Okay, that makes sense. One giant Mad Max umbrella.
That's her band name.
The Mad Max umbrella. That's not a bad band name. So, did you do both of your picks?
Yeah, so I have the only slot that I have left now is singer.
Okay. So you just picked twice?
Yeah, I just picked Daryl Hall and I picked Max Weinberg.
Okay. All right, so let's... Okay, I'm ready for my pick. For songwriting, I'm going to pick a guy who's written some of my all-time favorite songs. Jimmy Page is the songwriter for my band.
Again?
Jimmy Page.
If he's on the table, you can take him.
I took John Paul Jones and Jimmy. Look at this line. They all know each other.
Maggie, two guys from the same band.
I know.
Look. Yeah. Sorry.
There's some-
Sorry, I want this band to work.
Maggie, it's your call.
Okay, so my bass player, I'm going to go to the Grammy list.
Ooh.
And so Daft Punk, Nile Rodgers played on that record.
He played guitar on that record.
Fuck
I got his bass player.
Oh, fuck you. All right.
Language. Language, I don't care.
Now they're going to have to put an explicit content tag on this podcast.
Exactly. You're going to get booted off iTunes.
When we posted the Paul Williams episode, some guy wrote to me and asked if it was a family-friendly episode, which I thought was like kind of a strange question, but I guess it sort of makes sense. I guess there was some addiction talk. Maybe you wouldn't want to do that with a 6-year-old.
Yeah,
Especially a guy who wrote kids songs.
But what 6-year-old's interested in the guy who wrote the thing?
Yeah, that's true.
A pretty weird kid. No offense to that guy if he's listening, but your kid might be a little weird. Kind of parent forces his kid to go see Fantastic Mr. Fox. Like, this is a kid's movie you're going to like. Go see this. Oh, wait, no, you want to see planes? No, we should watch Fantastic Mr. Fox. Look at this. It's done stop motion. You still want to see planes? Okay.
Okay, so my lead singer is going to be Nico Case.
Oh, good choice.
Okay.
She's from the Grammy list.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm just kind of hurting for a bass player. And I don't know who to pick.
Well, I see a couple people out there. I see one very tall dude who hit himself in the face with a bass one time.
I was thinking that, but is he
Competent?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think he's solid, I would say.
I mean, I think he would play well with others. That's probably what I need at this point.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to go Chris Novoselic for bass.
Could have picked Chris Baio from Vampire Weekend hanging out there too. Also a good bass player.
Yes.
Do you have a completed band now, Maggie?
Yeah, I got a mini Nirvana.
I need a lead guitarist for my band.
Is that your final slot?
It's the final slot. Let's see. Could go with Tony Iommi. I don't know.
And you have a lady in your band?
Do I?
Do you?
Well, I have Katy Perry.
Oh, right.
Yes.
That's like, do you ever see when Lil Wayne plays guitar?
Trust me, when I looked at this list, I was just praying Little Wayne was on it, and that one of you would have not realized that, and I was going to stick him as your lead guitarist.
I don't think he's on this
He's
here.
not.
Yeah.
In
This was the
Chicago-
first thing I looked for.
In Chicago, I think he was one of our wild cards.
Okay.
When I saw him live, so when it was Jay-Z and Lil Wayne, Lil Wayne plays guitar like it's Guitar Hero, like he doesn't know an actual guitar works. He was like hitting tabs and buttons on a guitar, like it was like blonk, blink, bloop. I'm going to take as my lead guitarist for this band. I guess I'll take Tony Iommi.
Your band's pretty heavy.
Yeah. So that my band consists of lead singer Katy Perry, lead guitar Tony Iommi, rhythm guitar Josh Homme, bass John Paul Jones, drums Bruno Mars, wild card Flavor Flav, and the songs are being written by Jimmy Page. It's a pretty heavy band.
Now, I don't have a singer or a woman in my band yet. And I think I'm going to do something similar to the vibe that you have with your band,
Okay.
with Katy Perry fronting this heavier band. I have sort of this kind of funk pop thing going on with Pharrell Williams, David Bowie, Max Weinberg, the Helmet Dude from Daft Punk, Daryl Hall, and Neil Young on lead guitar.
Yeah.
My lead singer is going to be Lana Del Rey.
Interesting. So all the bands are set now?
Yes, Maggie, would you care to recap your band?
No one did the switcheroo yet either.
No switcheroos yet. That's going to make this thing really fly.
Okay. All right, so my band is fronted by Nico Case. Lead guitar is Jack White. Rhythm guitar is Nancy Wilson. On bass, I have Chris Novoselic. Drums, Dave Grohl, so a little bit of a Nirvana reunion there. My wild card is Justin Timberlake. And my songwriter is Paul McCartney.
Okay.
All right. So now everybody's bands are set. We've reviewed. Now it comes down to the switcheroo. Crazy sound effect. Everyone finished laughing at it. Now we can pick it back up. All right.
Are you sure that laugh pause was long enough? You don't want to give it like a full 5 seconds?
It's not that funny of a sound effect. It's the sound of
My heart breaking?
no. It's the sound of Kelsey Grammer falling off the stage.
Oh, dear God.
Who's going to pick? Who gets to initiate the first switcheroo? Daniel, you go because you picked last.
Sure.
You get to go first.
Sure. Do you think we should do a thing where, like, what if we did 2 steals this
Can
time?
do 2. Let's see how we all fare.
Okay.
Let's see if we're tough enough to go through it after the first round of switcheroos.
Okay. So I'm going to steal someone from Maggie's band.
Okay.
Maggie, can you review your band for me?
Sure. My
gonna
singer is
hurt.
Nico Case.
Not
Lead
anymore.
guitar-
It's not.
Lead guitar is Jack White. Rhythm guitar is Nancy Wilson. My bassist is Chris Novoselic. My drummer is Dave Grohl. My wild card is Justin Timberlake. And my songwriter is Paul McCartney.
Okay. The person I originally was thinking about subbing out was I was going to give you a new singer, and I was going to give you Tony Bennett.
Oh, yeah, I saw him on there.
But I actually feel like him and Paul McCartney would be a pretty good match since Paul McCartney's writing your songs. So instead, I'm going to give you Gloria Estefan as the new singer in your band.
Oh,
That sucks pretty bad.
that hurts.
Well, now I need to get off the Tony Bennett train.
Yeah, I was eyeing him too. Yeah.
Now, Maggie, it is your turn to replace a member of Tom's band.
Okay.
Or Daniel's band.
That's
right?
true. Yeah, you could do either one.
You could go. You could strike him back, and I could escape.
That
Or you
means
could
no
strike
one would
me.
get you.
Well, or I'm just saying it's however it shakes out.
Okay, so Tom, your songwriter is Jimmy Page.
Yeah.
Your drummer is Bruno Mars.
Mm-hmm.
Your lead singer is Katy Perry.
Correct.
Your bassist is John Paul Jones.
That's right.
So I'm trying to read my handwriting. It's not. Your rhythm guitarist is Josh Homme.
Yes.
Your wild card is Flavor Flav.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm taking your songwriter,
What? No.
Jimmy Page.
No. And who are you
And
switching
you
with?
get Ryan Lewis.
I'll take that. I'll take that. Guy writes hits. Right? I'll gladly take Ryan Lewis.
You're just going to take that attitude of whatever I give you.
It doesn't.
a
It doesn't
talented
take
guy.
it apart. It doesn't take it apart. There's still people
The guy-
playing catchy songs.
Guy's only responsible for the #1 independent album in all of history. So I'll take that.
Okay.
The heist. Now, Daniel,
Yes.
your band, can you review it, please?
Yes. My singer is Lana Del Rey. Mm-hmm. My lead guitarist is Neil Young. Mm-hmm. Could you imagine the two of them doing Needle and the Damage Done together? How good that would be.
Sure.
Oh, my God. Rhythm guitarist, Daryl Hall. Bassist, black helmeted dude from Daft Punk. Drummer, Max Weinberg. Wild card is David Bowie. And my songwriter is Pharrell Williams.
Well, right now, that seems like a pretty good band. But your lead singer is now Dionne Warwick. So now, can you review your band with Dionne Warwick as your lead
Sure.
singer?
Yeah, so Pharrell Williams is writing songs
Sure.
for Dionne Warwick, which I don't actually think is
No,
that bad.
that's not that.
Yeah,
that
she's
that
got
makes
some-
that makes perfect sense.
She's got some character in her
But
voice.
wait, there's more people
Yes.
in the.
David Bowie is providing
Uh-huh.
lush saxophone parts and key backing vocal arrangements.
Sure.
Max Weinberg is playing drums.
Okay, so he's like a session guy. It's still holding together.
Yeah. Bassist in Daft Punk,
Well, now it's
Dancy,
yeah.
which I think is okay.
Well, you know how. First of all, this is Dionne Warwick 2014. This is not. Do you know the way to San Jose?
This
Dionne
is
Warwick. This
Krabby
is-
Lady getting kicked off reality
Yeah,
shows.
this
Dionne
is
Warwick,
this is Celebrity Apprentice. Dionne Warwick.
who probably has some questionable
Yeah,
opinions.
yes. Okay. Who else?
Look, I don't want to make your point for you, but what is she gonna do when the helmeted dude from Daft Punk
Yeah.
walks? She'll just turn around and leave.
Yeah. She'll be
She's like, I don't know
Nope.
what this is. And then I have Daryl Hall playing rhythm guitar.
Look, your band still makes sense enough. I did not destroy your band.
No,
with Dionne
and then I have
Warwick.
Neil Young playing lead, which
Yeah.
is a weird fit, but that I kind of did to myself accidentally. But he can do lots of different
Mm-hmm.
stuff.
You know what? His check's going to clear.
Yes,
His
definitely.
check's going to clear. He's going to do his job.
Yeah, I think your band still sustains because there is a R&B quality to most of the people in it, justifiably. Look, I think they would suck. It would be a terrible band with a 78-year-old crazy woman as the front person, but I still think it could work as an R&B review,
Look, I don't think that any of our bands have been completely taken apart.
which is why I think we need a second
Let's
round.
do a second round.
Daniel, your band could play Vegas.
My band could play Vegas.
Yeah.
We should do a second round of Switcheroos.
All right.
Let's do it.
Because my band, I think my band, because you switched Ryan Lewis on me. I'll take that. I'm okay with that. So now, basically, who hit who on this? Maggie hit me. I hit Daniel.
And Daniel hit me.
Daniel hit you.
So now I'm going to hit Tom.
Yes.
Tom's going to hit Maggie.
Yeah.
And Maggie's going to hit me.
All right. Do I go first?
Maggie, why don't you go first?
Okay.
So you're going to steal somebody out of my band. You want me to review?
No, I got you.
you got it. Okay.
are. I'll review your band for you. You are David Bowie, wild card. Those saxophones, those backing vocals. I'm thinking like Young American
Yeah,
style
absolutely.
Sure. Neil Young is showing up. It's a gig. Pharrell Williams is songwriting.
Mm-hmm.
Helmet, Daft Helmet is
Darth Helmet
Darth
playing
Helmet.
bass.
I'm thinking he's not going to wear the helmet in the studio, so Dionne Warwick's not going to freak out.
Okay. He's definitely wearing the helmet on stage, though.
Yeah.
And it might frighten her when she comes out on stage for their first show. She might be confused.
Yeah, but she's going to know about it beforehand.
Okay.
She's not that senile. Daryl Hall is your rhythm guitarist, and Max Weinberg's your drummer, and Dionne Warwick's your singer. And so I am going to steal... Oh, you know what? I'm going to steal Pharrell Williams, and I'm going to give you Cat Stevens.
That's really good. So
That hurts.
Yeah.
That hurts
so
everything.
You just
a
pulled
lot.
out the R&B plank
Yeah, I just...
You know,
on the whole thing.
with you doing that, I didn't really realize how much Pharrell was holding the whole
Yeah.
thing
Yeah.
together because he's so versatile.
Me neither.
That just came down like a Jenga tower. Like that.
I just accidentally wrote Cat Williams, not Cat Stevens, which would be a much different band too.
Yeah.
That band might actually still
I
work.
actually want to see that band. Cat Williams.
So, Tom, it's now time for me to steal someone from
Okay.
to switcheroo you.
Okay.
Now, Maggie gave you a new songwriter
Yes.
in Ryan Lewis. Can you review who else is in your band?
Katy Perry's the lead singer. Tony Iommi from Black Sabbath is lead guitar. Rhythm guitar is Josh Homme. John Paul Jones is on bass. Bruno Mars is on drums. Flavor Flav's the hype man, the wild card. And Ryan Lewis is now my songwriter, switched out from Jimmy Page.
I'm going to steal your songwriter again. And I'm going to kick out Ryan Lewis.
Yeah.
And your new songwriter for
Yeah.
your band
Yeah.
is Kanye West.
I could justify that. He's a better Ryan Lewis. You just upgraded my band. I was pretending
It
to
is
hate.
not going to be a good fit with Katy Perry, I feel like.
They're both commercially minded people. My band is all successful people who understand the marketplace.
Who is putting this together? Donald Trump is putting this band together? Look, they all understand the marketplace.
You tell me you don't think Bruno Mars and Kanye West are going to get along? You don't think Flavor Flav and Kanye West are going to get along?
The only person your band is missing is Gene Simmons.
Okay.
I thought about putting
You don't
him in
think-
there, too.
You don't think John Paul Jones can just roll with anybody?
I feel
I
like
think my band. I think this band.
you have Jimmy Page in there, too, right?
Well, no, I used to. He was
Who's your lead guitarist?
lead guitarist is Tony Iommi.
See, I don't see Tony Iommi.
Tommy, right?
Well, I think when Kanye West mentions the King Crimson samples that he's fully aware of and the Can samples he's fully aware of, I think they can find a common ground there. I think Kanye West has a more diverse palette to work from, that he would get it. The 20th Century Schizoid Man, right? He sampled that. They can find something to talk about.
All right.
I'm going to say my band survives. Now,
You're gonna argue that no matter what band you get.
Well, that's the point.
yeah, what do you think I'm supposed to go? Wah, my band stinks now. I'm going to go home. What's your band again?
My band right now.
Yeah.
Okay, my singer is Gloria Stefan.
Yeah.
My lead guitar is Jack White. My rhythm guitar is Nancy Wilson. My bass player is Chris Novoselic.
Yeah.
Drums, Dave Grohl. Wild card is Justin Timberlake.
Yeah.
And my songwriter is Paul McCartney.
Okay. What I'm going to do to your band, while it might seem like a subtle shift, it is going to make the entire band collapse. I'm going to switch the wild card on you. And the difference between these guys might not seem like much, but when you take Justin Timberlake out and you put Robin Thicke in, now you have Robin Thicke hanging around to just bum everyone out with his creepy songs and his black and white suit hanging around. Everybody's a little on edge because this guy's a total creep.
He's like a one-note Timberlake.
Yeah. I just diminished that role.
You just gave me the pop Carlos Santana.
Yeah. Oh, look, this whole night I was staring at Tony Bennett on the thing, and I was like, Tony Bennett will ruin anyone's band. The second person I saw on that list was Robin Thicke. That's after Tony Bennett. Like Tony Bennett's like a novelty. Would just like put an 88-year-old man in the band.
Which really sort of happened to me with Dionne
Warwick. Yeah, well, Dionne Warwick is the third worst person to drop in someone's band.
But I actually
Robin.
think that you undid my band with Cat Stevens
Oh,
way
absolutely.
more than Dionne Warwick did.
So now review your band.
Okay. My singer is Gloria Estefan.
Yeah.
Jack White on lead guitar. Nancy Wilson on rhythm guitar.
Yeah.
Bassist Chris Novoselic. Drums are Dave Grohl. My wild card is Robin Thicke. And my songwriter is Paul McCartney.
Yeah. No one gets along in your entire... But there's
Nobody getting along. And could you imagine Dave Grohl trying to play like Latin rhythms for Gloria Estefan?
Yeah.
Who do you think is the most...
Well, imagine Paul McCartney writing some like... Look, I'm a huge Paul McCartney. He's one of my all-time favorite people. Imagine him writing some hokey, like faux Latin song. The worst of Paul McCartney when he writes like some style exercise,
like a genre pastiche or something like that. Yeah.
Now imagine that Paul McCartney now has written some phony baloney Latin song. You have the rhythm section from Nirvana off to the side, not talking to anybody. You have Nancy Wilson and Gloria Estefan and Jack White on edge because Robin Thicke is hovering around, right? Just him bumming everyone out. Your band's a shambles now.
Robin Thicke seems like he'd be jealous that he wasn't the lead singer.
Yeah. Be mumbling, muttering. Picture him dancing as like they're trying to do the things like good and funky now. Boom. Like he's doing that thing, right? In his black and white suit. And then Jack White just looking. Just picture the look Jack White gives a dancing Robin Thicke on stage. And just imagine the look that Chris Novoselic and Dave Grohl exchange when they see him hamming it up on all from back and forth across the stage. Right?
Yeah, I see
It's
it.
terrible.
That's
Yeah.
Now, Tom, can you take us through your final band?
Sure. My great band consists of Katy Perry, who has a great voice and is a charming front person. Tony Iommi holding it down.
Isn't it Tommy? Iommi?
No, it's Tony.
You're thinking of Tommy Gunn from Rocky V.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Thinking, what if we could switch in people from Rocky movies? The next time we do this, we should also have
Stallone characters.
people from Rocky, just the Rocky franchise can be switched in. Or I could switch in Brent Musburger. All of a sudden is your lead singer.
Robot Butler on bass.
Robot Butler from Rocky IV.
James Brown.
James Brown.
Just doing Living in America.
Yeah. Or the Garbage Can Singers from the opening.
Brigitte Nielsen. There's that Flavor Flav connection.
Yeah. But I think the next time we do this.
The guy, the agent who says this video game's got a lot of people talking in Rocky Balboa.
AJ Benza? You mean AJ Benza?
That's right. It was
Yes.
AJ Benzo.
Oh, it was AJ Ben.
Yeah. So my band is Katy Perry, Tony Iommi, Josh Homme on rhythm guitar. Two guitarists fit together like magic, those two dudes. Well, who's holding it down on bass? Well, the most complimentary guy ever, John Paul Jones. Bruno Mars, flamboyant, solid drummer. Flavor Flav, goofing off, making everybody have a good time. Yeah. The guy's a professional. There's a
This
reason
is
why he's
Flavor
been
Flav now.
Yeah,
Again.
yeah,
Just to
exactly.
quick reminder.
2014 Flavor Flav.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Guy who knows what side his bread is buttered upon and knows to like show up, do the thing, cash the check. Songwriting, Kanye West. Guy's one of the guys, everybody thinks he's a genius. He's the songwriter there. You upgraded me to a genius.
But it's also worth noting that Kanye West and Katy Perry have worked together on a song before, and it's maybe the worst song of both of their
Yeah,
careers.
E.T.
It's not good.
It's a pretty good song.
It's not good. I think the problem in his band is Bruno Mars. First of all, he's
I didn't
not
see
he's
him
not a
play
real
drums.
drummer. He played just fine. It's a little sloppy, little messy. might have been the only thing he can do on the drums. He's going to be comfortable sitting back there, laying out. The guy was doing splits.
Of course.
The guy's he's a spotlight hog.
Have you never heard of another sloppy drummer who was a big camera hog? Was Keith Moon, a guy who Pete Townsend to this day has said on record he wishes was not the drummer for The Who because of what he did to the songwriting. A band can withstand a sloppy drummer. And I'm also going to say he was that way. It was his first thing he was doing in front of 115 million people. True. So there could have been a little excess there. I'm going to say my band. Once again, I won this thing. I'm 2-0. You're 0-2. You're 0-2.
Well, just like last time, the winner is going to be decided by the people listening to this right now on lowtimespodcast.com. It'll be right there up at the front page after we put this up. Go vote for our bands. We'll also, in the meantime, when we put them up, we'll each pick a band name for our band, too, which we'll put up at the top there as well.
Just picture. I want everybody to now listening. Close your eyes before you vote. Close your eyes and picture each of these bands on stage. I want you to picture Dionne Warwick up front with
Neil Young.
Just that alone right there. Neil Young, talk about sloppy. You're trying to get a R&B thing going. No. What's he going to do? One note solo. Boom. Everyone else is playing like and all of a sudden he's like no. Like,
I like that.
I do
that
too.
Sounds good.
Well, there's a reason why it's not in R&B bands. Picture that band. Dionne Warwick, Neil Young. Who else?
Helmet from Daft Punk playing bass.
Yeah.
Max Weinberg on drums. David Bowie still holding it all together.
Yeah.
And Cat Stevens writing songs.
Yeah, okay.
Your band should be called Litterbox.
There's 0% chance my band's going to be called Litterbox.
No, your band should be called Litterbox.
I am going to side with Maggie on this. Your band should be called Litterbox. My band will probably be called Heavy Stuff. HEAVEESTUF. 2 E's in heavy. 1 F in stuff.
That's going to read like heave stuff.
No, not with the 2 E's. The E's are going to be larger in the logo. It'll be like heavy. Hev, H-E-A-V, dash,
better out loud
E.
than it's going to work. You're putting a dash in it now.
Putting a dash now.
Dash E.
Hev, E. Just like Wall E. Everybody figured out how to say that.
Everyone's favorite movie. It's now everyone's favorite band.
Heavy Stuff.
My band. Oh, God. What do I call my band?
Everybody close your eyes and picture this band. You bought a ticket and you walked in to see this on stage. Go ahead.
Gloria Estefan. Jack White.
Doesn't fit right there.
Nancy Wilson.
Doesn't fit.
This is Band-Aid Part 2. Chris Novoselic.
Doesn't fit.
Dave Grohl.
The only two pieces that fit together are those two dudes.
Robin Thicke.
Ruins the whole thing.
And Paul McCartney.
He's gonna turf out on this one. He's gonna write some bad songs
because he's gonna try to cater to Stefan.
Yeah.
What do you think for a band name for that?
No refunds.
No refunds.
Right.
Miami Suck Machine.
Yeah, Miami. Because if it says no refunds, people are like, oh, I'm going to see this band. They're called No Refunds. Like, no, that's legally
binding.
Yeah. This band's so bad, but it was in the title. There are no refunds. Sorry. When you see Gloria Estefan up there.
And no refunds.
And Robin Thicke spooking everybody out.
He would be like, can we put my name in the group? Even though he's just the auxiliary member.
Yeah.
Can we call it Robin Thicke's No Refunds?
Picture him sneaking up behind Gloria Estefan as she's trying to sing. He goes up so he can like sidle up to her. How gross that'll be, right? You want to throw up, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's turning into, even with the striped suit, he's turning into the Hamburglar of this group.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to wear the striped suit.
Oh, he will. That's what he wears.
Attention.
Yeah. That gross lounge lizard. The only person, see Alan Thicke, he is in the audience. Even he walks out. Even he doesn't like it. He's ashamed of his son.
Well, listen, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us for episode 50 of the Low Times podcast. We made it to 50.
Yes, and thank you
50.
for listening to the show for 50 episodes.
Thank you so much to everyone for being here. Maggie, thank you for coming. Tom, thank you for being here.
Thanks for ruining my band, guys.
Yeah, we did this, and then
Yes.
the next time we do it, look forward to the Rocky characters joining.
Just imagine Maggie's band now, but with Paulie in it as the drummer. And we should be able to get to appoint them as any instrument you could imagine them playing, right?
Sure.
Right? Any instrument.
Can I call James Brown right
Mr.
now?
T's lead singer of your band, right? That'd be pretty good, actually.
I'd like to see Ivan Drago on bass.
Yeah, that heavy.
Now, he'd be a drummer, so he can hit things.
Yeah. I want him to be the front man to your next band. I will
Rammstein
destroy
style
you.
frontman.
Yeah, it'd be like Rammstein, actually. Or what's that band? Who did Du Hast?
Yeah,
that's Rammstein.
Rammstein? Yeah. Actually, that works, though. If he's up there, he just goes, Du Hast. All right, guys. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us. We'll see you
you.
next time.